Thank you. And excuse me because I have got a cold. I will probably mute myself often because I don't want you to hear my cough, which is one first time now. Thank you. We're going to talk about teaching with Big Blue Button. It's a lot. Let's see how much we can go through. And as most of you know, probably New Language Solutions is based on Ottawa, Ontario. We acknowledge that our head office is on the traditional unceded territory of the Algonquin Anishinaabeg people. And beyond Ottawa, we have staff working in location across Canada, like you see two of us here, Paul and myself. New Language Solutions is grateful to have the opportunity to work as a guest in communities and territories across the country, and we honor the stewardship of the many Indigenous peoples who have resided on these lands since time immemorial. Our outline today, we will have a little introduction and we'll look at setting up BBB. I might sometimes by mistake say barbecue. I say it a lot. I don't know why. And we will take a look as much as we can. I have some tips and then we'll take question answers. These are actually mostly I collected from when you filled out the form. But even after that, if you have more questions, we will work on that. And that's me. I support teachers across Canada. And of course, I started in Saskatchewan as a mentor. Um, my full-time job is at Saskatchewan Polytechnic as a link instructor. I have been working here since 2013. And also, I'm working on other different projects for New Language Solutions, Achieve, and Mosaic. And we also have Paul, who is a mentor and also whoever is or has been using live Avenue Help. I'm sure one or the other time you must have chatted with Paul. He's a great developer and he's been working with New Language Solutions for a long time. So Paul will be here with us today also. Okay. Thank you for Paul for being here. So far, I believe most of you are using Avenue. Uh, and I know I have been also using Zoom for teaching, and we are using Zoom for our webinar. Then what is it with Big Blue Button? I got some questions about how would Big Blue Button compete uh, against Zoom, but I don't think it's really a competition because both of them have some similarities as well as some differences. So I'm just going to show a couple of differences here first. So Big Blue Button is built specifically for online learning, while Zoom was first created for meetings, and it is still better for different type of virtual meetings. Uh, BBB here is focused on interactive teaching sessions. Yes, I know Zoom is highly interactive, but this also offers extensive webinar capabilities for diverse audience. So audience could be different while BBB is focused on teaching. That's a difference. Uh, this is designed for smaller collaborative sessions, and Zoom supports meetings with up to 1,000 participants. Of course, it has to be paid. That means I'm sure you understand that this is, you don't have to pay for BBB. As far as I have gotten the information, uh, Big Blue Button can take 150 participants at a time. I have not used 150 people at a time. I mean, I have not added 150 people at a time, but their website tells us that. Real time insights with the learning dashboard. What this is, I will show you, but we can see how active our students are through this learning dashboard. And but Zoom does not have any such things. And if our student has a camera off, we won't know on Zoom whether they're actually working or not. But BigBlueButton actually lets us see that. And with Avenue, BigBlueButton comes free. Zoom is not an Avenue resource. So if you are using it, you have to go outside. Either you buy it for yourself or use the free version, or your organization might have bought it. So these are some basic differences. Then what does BBB have? The features include, for example, documents upload. Yes. Also, the students can download straight from BBB. It has a whiteboard, and I will come to that, but it also has multi-user whiteboard, like a lot of students can write on the whiteboard at a time. We can create breakout rooms. We have audio and video options. We can play them. We have, of course, public and private chat. We have polling system. I already mentioned that multi-user whiteboard. There is shared notes, which is actually a great activity to discuss. And also when the students use the shared notes in breakout rooms, we can keep them as PDF, and the students we can talk about that in the main room together. Of course, we have screen sharing and then hand raise or some other emojis together. And also we can share our webcam if we need to. These are some of the present features that BigBlueButton is giving us now. Also, we can record meetings and save them on Avenue. The meetings are available later in classes, and you can use them, the students can use them later. So what is meant by we can save them on Avenue? Because that means we don't need any extra space on our device or any additional plugins. Nothing is necessary. I can see some chats here. I can try to take a look. Okay. Let's go through, and then you'll see if I can answer the questions, okay, through our presentation. This is what the learning analytics dashboard, uh, that's how it looks like. So this is already built in. You can see who's attending your sessions, who's participating on the sessions, and who's actually learning. But this part, if you are using a lot of polls, you can see that. However, still with the activity score and everything, you can actually see how active they are. You can take a look. You can see who are struggling, who are not answering, or who are not actually talking. You can either talk to them, you can, you can just pick the student and ask them a question. So this is a live analytics that you can get immediately. So what does it show? It shows the users, all of the users here. Then it shows us the online time for each user, how long they have been online. They show us the talk time, total talk time. So like 1 minute, 19 seconds. It's not like at a time, but total. Webcam time. So how long they have been keeping the camera on. If they send any messages, it will show. It will not write it here, but it will show us a sign of a little message. Then if they have used any emojis, it shows us here. If they raise their hands, how many times, and then activity score. This is again overall how active they are. That's what this means actually. Like, did they talk? Did they use the webcam? All together, they make this score. And I'm sorry, and the status, if they're online or not. Actually, today this happened to me. I sent the students to the breakout rooms and I saw two of them are offline. So, excuse me, just thank you. So I went to that breakout room and I saw that actually they were not there. And so when I started asking questions, I don't know how, or maybe that's when they wanted to return, so they came back. And I mentioned that if you're offline, I can see you. But sometimes that is also possible if the connection is not good. But in short, this is a pretty good uh, way to actually see what's going on, right? Let's set up a virtual classroom, our BBB. So I'm not going to read through, I'm just going to show you. But as we all know, we have to turn editing on, and then we'll go to the area where you want to add the BBB and add an activity. And then this box will pop up and we will click from here. If anybody can, and if you want to do that, those who have never used a BBB, you can do it. If you have a device or a second screen, you can go on as I am working on it. So I I hope you can see my classroom now, the sandbox. Paul, maybe?
Looks great.
Okay, thank you. So I will turn editing on, and as you can see, I will open teaching with BBB and I will add an activity. And then I'm going to add BigBlueButton. So this is the main area where you are going to create it. So let's name it test. If you want to write anything, you can write, but this one is mostly to display this description on the course page. Or when the students will open it, they can see it. You can write anything here, for example. It might, if you want, you can show it to the course page. Then activity room settings. This welcome message, there is a welcome message always there, which will say something like, welcome to BBB, you will do this and that. But you can change it. You can write your own message. For example, please start working on the vocabulary, for example. You can set it up. You can preset it so the students will actually see the vocabulary activity. And this one, if you click this, this is usually checked automatically. Session can be recorded. And it's better if you leave it that way. Otherwise, we might want to record some parts and then later we forget. So it's best if we keep it that way. Then view for recording is no settings can be edited. That's why. lock settings, we don't need to do that. So I'm not doing anything because if you disable anything, then we disable those things. Presentation content is the area where you can pre-upload a presentation. You can upload them later also. Let's start with uploading one because I want my students to start with a vocabulary activity. So you can drag and drop files. You can just add from here, right? Upload a file. I'm just going to go this way. And well, my students are actually working on summary writing, but I'm just uploading a random one. So this will be here, and when the students join, they will see this document. Here, role assigned during live session. Now here it is always given instructor non-editing. If you don't have any other instructors, you can just remove it, and all other users will be joined as viewer. Now this part here, you can actually keep the schedule set for your class, like morning 9 a.m. and join closed after a certain time. Like I don't use that, so the students can join. I mean, I know for sure nobody's gonna join before the class starts, but I don't want to close it, so I will just keep it as is. But if you use this, the students won't be able to join it before the time starts. And we need to keep it showed on course page, because if we hide, it's not gonna be, the students are not gonna see it. You can either schedule the session or you can use restrict access. Again, this is our regular lesson, so I don't use restrict access, but you can if you know how to. Through dates or password or user profile, it's up to you. Activity completion, again, it's up to you. If you want this activity to be completed, they can manually mark it, or if you don't want anything there, you can put do not indicate or show activity as complete. Then if you do that, this is the only possible condition here for BBB. The students must view this activity to complete it. You can keep this so that you are sure that the absent students also come back and actually view it. So you can keep it, and then we don't need to tag it because it's not gonna be used as an assessment or anything unless you are using it as a for speaking purpose. But so far, BigBlueButton does not auto collect to the binder, so there is no point of tagging them. So let's save and display. Okay, as I mentioned, the welcome message that I wrote there, the description, welcome to the first BBB, shows it here. Now I'm going to join session, and I have a student there also who's going to join the session. When we join, always use the microphone. You can join with listen only, but it's also ask the students to use the microphone. Just in case, if a student or yourself by mistake you join with listen only, say for example, now, so I have joined with listening only. Now I have to talk. You can just click this button, this bottom button that says leave audio. And now I will click this button again. And now I can join with microphone. Okay. For today's purpose, I'm just going to join with listen only because otherwise it's going to, you know, uh, be bothering me and you. So as I mentioned, the students will join and they will see this document. Say these are the words that they have to work on, and they can see that. Please start working on the vocabulary. So the instruction is here also. Some students like to join 5 minutes early. They can start working on this. Now, here you want to add other presentations, for example. So you just go to action, this plus button here, and you upload or manage presentations. Now, if you don't have this one here, which one do they see? They, well, I don't have it because I have already uploaded it. They see an open uh, default PDF, default PowerPoint. Now, I want to upload another PowerPoint, for example. So I will browse and I would upload this one, how to write a summary, because that's the one I'm going to teach them. And they're still seeing this one. I want to upload this one. So I'll click on upload and it's changing. It's taking a little time to convert. And Paul, would you mind joining this one, this room,
Sure.
please?
Would you like me to
Okay.
share my screen while I do that?
Um,
Or you just
sure.
need the student? Yeah. Okay, perfect. Share my screen.
So as you can see at this point, you can see my screen that it shows the PowerPoint. And once Paul joins as a student, he'll be able to show you his screen.
Excellent. Can you see that now?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Perfect. So I'm logged in as a sample student, Maria Guptas,
Hmm.
and I think you need to make the big blue button visible. Sorry, Shahad.
I think it's visible,
Oh, maybe I just need to refresh.
probably.
There we go.
Yes.
Thank you. Excellent. So I refreshed the page and now I'll join. And this is a student account. So this is what a student would see. I'll join with the microphone. I'll have to allow.
Yes. That's a good thing to remind the students. They have to allow the microphone and camera when they use them.
Excellent. So this is the student
Okay.
view. I've come in and I can see
Hmm.
the presentation you've just uploaded.
Yeah, maybe you can mute the microphone on the big blue button, Paul, because now the uh it's echoing. Yeah, there you go.
Sorry. Okay. And
No
I'll
problem.
stop my share.
Just keep the sharing, Paul, so I can show when I am changing it. I'm gonna show them the summary PDF. So I'm just clicking on my PDF and the students see this. So now I think there was a question, I don't know, but I just because I remember now, so I would rather say this. Uh, can the students download this document from Big Blue Button? Yes, they can. So there are two ways. Um, Maybe I should show the way first, and then you can see how it looks in Paul's one.
Excellent.
Paul, can I
Mhm.
go back to share my screen?
Definitely.
Okay, thank you. Okay, okay. So this is the document. You can see that you want to share it with the students. I am sorry. There you are. Now, again, go back to actions. and upload and manage presentations. And I would click on these three dots. Once you click on the three dots, it says enable download of the presentation and then send out a download link. I'm going to use both of them. So if I send out a download link, now it says the link is available. See, it automatically goes here. So the students can download from here, or I can go back and again I'll go here and I will click again and then enable download. If I click on enable download, see this tiny little arrow at the bottom? The students will also see that. And if they click, they will be able to download. I think Paul can probably see that already.
Yes, I
So,
can. As soon as you enabled those, both of those things
mm,
became visible in my student role.
yeah. So that means that the students can use either of these methods to download the document that you want to share with them. Now, as a teacher or as a presenter, you can see these little letters here. Say you want to set up a poll based on these document. Now, it's a good idea. If you are teaching, you definitely have the questions in mind, right? Now, that in that case, keep the questions on a Word document so you can just copy and paste as you go. So we click, you can see, for example, these are my questions. Okay, I'm not changing. Now, how do you want the responses? Is there are some ways. Now here actually is the only way is percentages here. Now, if I click on publish poll, here the students can see that, but I can now choose which one I want. If I want true, false, ABCD, yes, no, or typed response. If you want typed response, you can click this one. The students will have a space. If I want a yes, no, the student will have something like that. And if you want one student to answer more than one time, you can click that. If you want A, B, C, D, same. If you want one student to answer more than once, you can check that box. And true, false, same. So for example, I want my student to choose A, B, C, D. And now I will start poll and then the student will actually see it on the side. So once I start poll, Paul, can you show your screen, please?
Yes.
Thank you. So as you can see, the questions are at the bottom and Paul can see the choice options there. So he will just choose something and I got my answer. It shows that, okay, 100% all the students have answered it. So um, I will now stop the poll. So I will just publish poll. Okay, at the bottom, you can see the percentage. B, 100% answered. So that's how we can uh, do a poll. Also at the bottom, also on the left side of Paul's screen, you can see public chat. It also says poll results. So that also gives them the option to see. Like this is actually a pretty good one also for needs assessments. I actually did this one for needs assessment for my this fall semester. So that was a good choice because the students can immediately see which theme they want to study. Okay,
Cheyenne,
let's move
this would
on.
be a
Yeah,
good time. There was a question in the chat. Can these be
yeah.
prepared in advance, or do they have to be done during the session?
No, the whole questions, you can, well, I suggest you keep them on a Word document, but you have to create or set or start or whatever way you put it. This has to be done when you are on BBB. We cannot do it in advance.
Excellent, thank you.
Okay, let's go back. Well, not yet, I guess. Okay. So our polling is closed. I have public chat, and in my public chat also, of course, it shows. Now, if I look at the, so I don't want the public chat. I want to say something specific to my student, Maria. So I can actually ask her to, okay, so maybe can you, I don't know, can just let's say hi, too much. Okay, hi. So this is gone on, this, only Maria can see that. So this is possible for you to let some students know something. Now, as a presenter, we always have this little, uh, or probably like a presenter image. And as presenter, our, I don't know what, how I can call it, icon is square and the students are circle. So one more thing about shared notes. Let's, if we click here, you can see the shared notes here. And when you click on export, you can see how you wanna export it once you write it down. Whatever your students are discussing here, if you wanna export it like PDF or Microsoft Word, you can do that. And say they wrote, working on BBB is fun. Maybe Maria, if you can write something in the shared notes, that means Paul, if you can write something. See, when a student is writing, you can see who's writing with the name, right? So now, say, as I wrote it here and Maria wrote it here and somebody else writes them, then if I want to download and save the discussion, I can do that. Say maybe I want it as a PDF. So I'm just going to click on PDF and it's here, shared notes that you can share again the same way. Now, let's
Diane,
look
if
at, yeah,
I could just interrupt at that point, there was a question wondering how to make the poll disappear from the document on the screen.
that's a good question. Okay, let's see. Actually, it's not working. Hmm. So that's a good question. I can look at it and I will try to answer that in the teachers forum if I don't find the answer in between.
So thank you.
Mm-hmm. But usually what happens when we have more than one document, when you go to the next slide, like this one is just one document. If you go to the next slide, this poll disappears. And then if you want to save it later, it asks you to save it or not. So let's go back to the summary PowerPoint, for example. And now I want to, now my students can see this, right? Excuse me, coughing in your ear. You want to turn the multi-user whiteboard on. because you want your students to answer here. So you click on the multi-user whiteboard, and now if I ask Maria to write answer to the first one, they can choose from these little boxes and they can write. Either they can choose the pen or they can choose the T to write the text. So if they click on T and type here, and it's the answer is here. Okay, so you can write and then you can move it in the right place. And then if you don't like your answer, you can click on the eraser and you can erase your answer. So the students can do it at the same time, but you will have to manage and tell the students that, you know, if one person writes on another person's area, then they can also move that, which is actually a good point. Okay, so I'm gonna close that. Okay, thank you, Maria. I'm gonna close it. So if you just click on this one again, the students will not have the access. You want to make it larger, you can. So this is large, but then maybe you need to use the hand to set it up. So I usually just keep it 100%. Sometimes you can use this one to fit. So this is pretty good for the student's eyes. You can move it up and down. And one good part, for example, when I use Zoom, I used the PDF and the Zoom annotation to write on that. But when I used the Zoom annotation to write, uh, I could not move. I had to clear the annotation and then I could move to the next screen or scroll down, which is not the case for Big Blue Button. You can write and it will still stay in the same place, and you can see it shows here like it's there. It's not uh, moving. What happened in Zoom was the writing would, the meaning would go to a wrong space. So this is a good part here. Now, the students can actually also increase it. They have this option button and they can go and click on the full screen application. They can see that also. They can they can increase it according to their choice. I will ask Paul a little bit later, but before that, I would like to um, show you the hand raised. This is for the students and for you also. Maybe you can say, so how are you feeling today? Good. And then it's here. So Maria is also feeling good. Whenever there is a question, of course, you would like your students to raise hands. And Maria has a question. And when they actually raise hand, uh, click, it makes a click noise, which actually gets your attention, which is good. And then after you answer, you can just lower the hand. Any question I can answer at this point? Paul, anything? I know there's a lot of chat I can see, but
Well, there's a few more, but we're saving them till later. I have a feeling you're going to cover them still. So
okay,
good
okay,
good for now. Thank you.
thanks. All right. So uh, now you want to share your screen. So you don't want to look at this document, but you want to share your screen. Say, for example, you want to show the students your classroom. So once you click on this share screen, you see there are three tabs actually. Chrome tab, you want to just share one part, maybe, I don't know. Let's do that. So if you want to show them your classroom, click here and then share they will see the classroom. Now it's actually it says that sharing this tab to BBB. Now you talked about it and then you stop sharing and it's back. So the good part it is always open on another screen. Now I want to share a certain window. So if you want to share a window or another window, say I want to share this window, I can click and share. And then, of course, you know the entire screen. I usually prefer the entire screen because that's actually uh, the easiest way. So your students, you can move back and forth just like Zoom, right? If you are doing the entire screen, you can move back and forth. Now, for sound, you want to share sound. When you are sharing the entire screen, please remember to click this one on because this is not on automatically. You have to turn this on and then it usually allows you to share sound. So far, I have not had any problem with sharing sound, with listening practice and stuff. So, but I know technology, those things, unfortunately for me also, doesn't work. So, but just remember to click this one. Now, what happened last time actually, I had this, I did not, once actually, it was not sharing the sound. So I got out, I came back, and then it actually was okay. So maybe I left a lot of things open and maybe I was trying different things. That's a possibility that it was not able to follow the instructions, which is possible. So that's a way to do this. Let's cancel this one and let's look at breakout rooms. For breakout rooms, we'll click on this little circle here. Now you can see I can actually try to pull this. At this point, it's not working for some reason. Usually it does. So breakout room, and under breakout room, you have a couple of options. You can mute all users, including yourself. You can mute all users except yourself, which is the easiest way to mute your students' microphones. And we know that sometimes they forget and it just gives you background noise, which is uh, not like we don't want that. So we just mute all users except presenters. Also, you can actually, if the student is, if you click on the student's name, you can. Do you mind just to unmute yourself for a minute here, Paul, on the Maria part
Sure.
in this one? Yeah, thank you. So let's see. When Maria is unmuted, you can just click on her name and you can click mute user. And you see their names sometimes here. How? You have to change the format. So that's another way to actually mute the student or students. Um, so we were talking about breakout rooms. Let's talk about breakout rooms first. So I'm gonna go to create breakout rooms. Okay. Now here you can set up the time here, of course, or you can change the time later. So let's keep it 15 minutes. You can randomly assign, or you can just actually pick and put them in a certain room. Now, you want the students to use the shared note area in the breakout room. What will happen? How are you going to save it? So you will have to click it here, save shared notes. Then it's going to save. Once the room is done, it's going to save. Say, for example, I'm going to put Maria here and I'm going to create a breakout room. Once I create it, Maria gets an invite to join and they have to click join. So, Paul, if you okay, so as you can see, once Maria is in room 1, on the left hand side, it actually tells you which student is in which room. Also, it tells you here, which is great because if they need help, you can just go and help. Now, look at this section, breakout room. You click here. This is giving you a lot of access, different types of access. Now, the thing is, as I mentioned before, I want to join and speak. Now, I'm, I'm going to change it. I'm going to show you why. I'll just mute it. So as you can see, it's now it has two parts, ask to join or join audio. So by join audio, I can actually hear sitting in my room, my main room, I can actually hear what Maria's group is talking about. And if I click on ask to join, I will straight go to that room and see how they're doing. So if I just join, it will take me to Maria's room. As you can see, I am in Maria's room. And if they're using the shared notes here, and they're discussing, and I have solved their problem, they might have a question or something. Now I want to go back to my main room and I don't want to be in this room, so I'll just close this room. Can you be in more than one room together at a time? Yes, you can. The same way, you will have to keep all the rooms open. So, but I don't want to. I'm just going to close this room and it says leave. Now I'm back to my own room. Okay. Now here you can see the duration. Now I want to change the duration. You click on these three dots, change duration, manage users and breakout rooms. You want to increase or decrease. If you want to set it to 20 now, it was 12. It is going to increase it to 8 minutes. You apply, it says 20, which is great. Sometimes we know that they need more time. Manage users. What to do here? It's possible that a student might have logged out or got kicked out or joined later. So you can put the student here. And for example, I want Maria to be in this room. So I'll just put her here and then I will apply. And actually, Maria should get another invite and then they can join that room.
That's interesting. It kicked me out of the first room, and now I've got the
Mm.
invitation to the next room.
Okay, thank you. See, that's what happens. So now Maria is in the next room. So if you can also, now you see here it says ask to join and it says join room. What I'm gonna do is actually I'm just gonna click on the microphone again because once you go log, okay, now it's back again. I can join room or I can join audio. So here also if Maria can write a couple of things, then I can show what is um, what happens in the when the room when I close the room. Can you excuse me for a second, everyone? Just give.
No problem, Cheyenne. And while we're waiting, I'm just in the room that I was put into, and I've created a shared note that says Maria is in a new room, and I've put something onto the whiteboard as well, so that when Cheyenne returns and comes to the room, she'll be able to see those two things. At the same time, I'm going to put something in the public chat here as well. So there's lots of ways to communicate with your students while you're working in BBB.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for waiting. So I want to close the rooms now and breakout rooms. They have worked a lot. Now you see it's uploading two items. I can see the shared notes are being uploaded here. Okay, so one upload is complete and both of them are done. Now we want to talk with the shared notes. Now, again, if we click on the action bar, see the notes are here. So you can just click and you can see what they talked about. Again, you can make it larger, you can make it smaller. The students can change it. Students can look at it as the size they want to. I want to look at room 2. So room 2 is here. So it's saved. And if you want, once again, you can ask the students to, you can give the students the option to download it. Now, as I'm here, I would like to show you how to uh, share. Let's go step by step. We looked at start a poll. So share an external video. Now here we need to add a video URL. Of course, you can share screen and go to YouTube. So if you just let me just get a YouTube video. Okay. So we will just get something from our, that's a pretty big one, but anyway, so I'm copying the Learn IT to Teach video and I will put it here. So let's share and now I don't think you'll be able to hear it because I'm not sharing the sound yet. So when we share the video, I can, where is it gone? Can you hear the sound now?
Yes, that sounds great.
Yeah, yeah. Not mine, John's.
Yep, no, I heard John. Yeah.
Okay, good. So, yeah, sorry, I actually kept it paused. That's why I thought something is wrong. But yeah, if you just share your video here, it should play perfectly. So you can hear the sound and all. And you want to go back. So once again, you click here and you stop sharing external video and you are back to your own teaching screen. Select random user. So, if you want to select and do something, I don't use it. So I'm not going to be able to really give you a lot of ideas about that. You can activate timer, which is a good one. I do it a lot. I use this one. So you can use this and you can say 5 minutes timer, you start it and the students actually see it on their right hand side corner. The students can see it. And if it is done, it is automatically stopped. Or if you want to stop it beforehand, you can stop it. It's stopped. Okay. So the timer is gone. And deactivate. So it's totally gone. Manage layout. So there are different ways. Once you click here, you can see this is the custom layout. But to focus on presentation, this is a good one. Now, when we are clicking here, update everyone, that means the students' screens will be updated as well. So layout settings changed. If I'm clicking on the public chat, you will see actually if the students are on camera, you will see the students at the bottom of public chat. Because the student is not on camera, you cannot see them here. But if the students are on camera, you can see them below the public chat. Okay, right there. Can you see? You can see Paul here. Thank you, Paul. If you want to change the layout, again, if you want to see everybody, sorry, Paul, can you stay on that camera, please? Thank you. And this one, I cannot put myself because BigBlueButton and Zoom, they, I mean, I cannot use the same camera for um, two places where they need to use the camera. So that's why. So grid layout, again, if I update everyone, everybody will see themselves in this big screen. So now, you can see your whole class together. And the regular one, if I'm just going to go back to smart or custom and update everyone, this is the smart one. You can teach and do everything at the same and see the students. And the custom is the usual one that you see. So then the students are actually on top and the screen is at the bottom. So these are a couple of aspects. This little thing, you can minimize the presentation for yourself. Actually, as far as I understand, that Paul can still see the presentation, empty space. Right, Paul? I can see you on camera. If you just nod your head, I can understand.
No, I can't see the presentation now.
You cannot, as I
No, because
minimized.
yeah, it's gone.
And now it's back.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. So I thought that students could still see, but actually they don't. So, which is fine. You can just minimize it and uh, you can talk to them and then maybe go back to your presentation. I think I mentioned most of the things that I do and I use. Oh, and from here, the last one is share camera as content is your camera. So if you want to share that, it's up to you. And I missed one thing from this little circle. I'm gonna actually, this little circle where we manage users is this one, learning analytical dashboard is here. So if you click, it opens in a new tab and it shows you everything. If you want to download the session data, download it after the class and before you get out. Because so far I have not, excuse me, found a way to find it afterwards. I think this is live. That's why they don't save this data after you get out of BigBlueButton. So I think I can start answering the questions unless I have not.
excellent. Thank you, Cheyenne. You've answered a few of them already. For example,
Okay.
preparing polls before in class. No, you have to have that ready in a Word document, and then you can copy and paste it into the poll during the session. Another question was, where are the shared notes saved as PDFs? And from your example there, Cheyenne, it looked like it's being saved on your computer, right? So it'd be in your downloads file
Yes. The PDFs means which PDFs are we
of
talking
the
about?
shared notes.
Oh, they are actually they are saved in that in your classroom automatically, and also they are shared in your computer. As if you click on the downloads, it should show you in the downloads.
Excellent.
Yes,
There
they
was
are.
another question about breakout rooms. If you have a two-slide document in the breakout room, can the students move between slides?
I've never tried it.
Would you like to test it right now?
Sure.
Excellent.
uh let's see. Let me share the screen again, and let's go back to summary slide. So this is a slide, right? So I
Mm,
can go to the next slide. And the question was if the student is in breakout room.
right.
Yeah, okay. I'll have to send the student back to the breakout room. So this is actually one more thing, that once you create a breakout room, that breakout room stays. Now that means you can use the same breakout room for the whole session, unless you want to change it, right? You can change it anytime. So let's create the breakout room. And I think Maria is
Yeah, I've joined the room.
okay. So I think you can see the vocabulary practice, right?
Yes.
And can you change the slide in your part, in your room? Let us go and
Um,
see what Maria can do.
I can only see one slide, and I don't have an option to move between them.
Mm-hmm. So so I think we got our answer. The students
Mhm.
cannot change it.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
But if
Another
I
question.
change it,
Oh, yes.
does it? No, it doesn't change in Maria's one. So once they're in the breakout room, the slide stays the same. See, I changed it in here, right? But the slide is still the same in the breakout room. So if you want them to work on something, probably it's best either give them a PDF document or put it in one slide.
Makes good sense. Thank you, Cheyenne. Another question about the breakout room. Can you share your
Mhm.
screen in a breakout room?
Yeah, just the one slide. That's what I showed you, right? Just
Yes, but
one slide. Like,
could you share your screen to show, say, a website or something?
oh, uh, the student who joins the breakout room, one of them, usually the first student who joins the breakout room, will have the presenter automatically.
Ah,
Like
yes, and I
you
see I
can,
have it. Yep,
yeah,
I can share
yeah.
my screen.
So that the student can share the screen. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you. The next question is where to find the whiteboard. So I think they mean without a
Oh,
presentation, just a plain
that,
whiteboard.
yeah,
Yep,
yeah. So we need the default then. So we need to keep the default whiteboard. And other than that, uh, I don't have any, like what I mean by default whiteboard is you upload your documents later. Then you have the default whiteboard embedded there. So like I cannot do it now because I am already in a room, but I can create another one and I can show you. Maybe that's a good idea. Let me,
perfect. Yeah, that'd be great.
yeah, let me do it fast as quickly as I can. So, all right. So let us create another one very quickly. And okay. And I'm not uploading anything here. Okay. So I'm just gonna save and display, and actually it shows you that you can actually join more than one Big Blue Button sessions at a time, because I'm still here, right?
Hmm,
And now I'm going to join here. So this is the default, and my suggestion is keep this one because this one has lots of slides already. You can go to the next slide and turn it to your whiteboard. Make it as your whiteboard. This is actually blank. It says it. This slide is left for blank for whiteboard. This is one way. Another way, if you want to upload your presentation like this from before, keep one slide to be used as whiteboard, one slide empty. So this is always there. Now, if you want to upload new presentations, for sure, but don't delete it. I think by mistake, mine, that one got deleted. So now I can use anything, right? I can use just, and then I can just use this. So the students can see the activity when they want to. So this is the activity. They can do this one. If you turn on the multi-user whiteboard, they can work on this together. And also, now you want to use the default one to use as a whiteboard, you can do that. So this is one way to do it.
Thank you, Cheyenne. There was one more question, and I believe it's the last one. Curious about cell phones. How does Big Blue Button work on cell phones? Are all the
Same.
options available? Same? Yep.
Yep. Yep. Same. I tried on cell phones and I tried on iPads. iPads are actually better. Of course, larger. Cell phone is
Yeah.
smaller, but it gives all the options. I just want to take a quick look back at my slides. If you can, if those who are still here, thank you. And yeah, so the session tips, as I mentioned, maximum participants 150. Use a headset because that also helps. I mentioned it to my students, and they are getting the benefit of using a headset. A good internet connection, as usual, you know. This is important for Zoom or Big Blue Button and both to find a quiet environment. Best browser so far, I would say Chrome. I use Chrome and Edge, and both of them are working pretty good. I don't use Firefox, and I don't, but I used the Big Blue Button on Safari on my phone, so which is good.
I'll just jump in there.
This
I only use
mhm,
Firefox and it works great too. So
okay. So we
excellent.
got all of them. Yep. Thank you. This is a good one that as instructors, we should definitely work from a laptop or desktop because they provide better experience than mobile devices. For students, it's fine, but for us, because we get to see more and we have to use more of those little things. The students don't have all the access. Uh, some of you asked if you need to prepare the polls beforehand. This is how. So prepare the files or write down the questions for the polls, and just so that you can just copy paste. This is the next part. Uh, oh, I don't know why it went to that next box, but it's not. It's the same one. Access Big Blue Button through the link in your Moodle page. This is important. It's not like Zoom, so we have to access it through Avenue. Um, do not give your students any URL for the Big Blue Button. They have to join your Avenue class and then they can join Big Blue Button. If possible, as a teacher, use two screens to share and monitor better. This always helps. Ask your students to mute themselves. If not, you can mute them as I showed you. It's very simple and very fast. If you're recording, oh, I forgot to show you the recording, but I can quickly show you where it is. It's here. Start recording. It says yes, it's recording. You can pause. Say the students are in the breakout room. You don't want to record that empty space. Breakout rooms cannot be recorded, unfortunately. And then if you want to pause, sure, you pause. If you want to resume again, you can. Once you get out, once you completely get out, either end the meeting or close it from here, only then the recording stops. If you just leave meeting and forget to end it, it will continue for some time as long as you are working on Avenue and things. So please remember that. Yeah, when you are ready to exit, close the tab and it will help you just to exit straight.
Just to check, Cheyenne,
Practice,
uh,
please. Yeah,
question there. Did you say that breakout rooms cannot be recorded?
I said that, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
breakout rooms cannot be recorded yet. Hopefully, Big Blue Button will improve more. So yeah, so as I showed, uh, practice, if you are using it for the first time, practice it beforehand. Everything, whatever is there, pointer, draw tools, chat window, poll, whatever, everything I showed you, you can use all of them and practice. I think I have just some questions. I can't open Avenue by BBB. I'm not sure why or what happened because there was not enough information, but I think I showed you how to open it. So that should be okay. I answered this question. Breakout rooms, this came to me just like that. So I hope I have been able to answer. This is a good one. Can I preset the whiteboard fonts? I find I need to change them on each slide. No, no, not really. I can go back. So say I am writing here, right? So this is a small font and I don't like it. Or maybe, okay, let's go to the next slide. Now, if I write again, it will be the same. I don't want this. I want to make it a little larger. So I'll go to the styles and I'll go to large. And now I will write. Okay. And then if I go to the next slide and again text, same. So we don't have to set it for each slide. It should work what you set in the first slide. Breakout sessions, listen to everyone at the same time. No, that would be chaotic for you and it doesn't allow you to listen to everyone at the same time. But you can be in all the rooms at the same time. So if you want to, that means you can actually listen to them in that way. How students can use it easily, I will give you some. The BBB site has very good student videos. I actually use that even with my students. And I show the students the basic things because I open a student account for myself, just like Paul was showing you, and I show the students what they can do or how they can use it. Um, I think I have answered this one. Share presentations. Yes, I talked about it. I talked about Big Blue Button and Zoom. Muting students, the same. If you want to mute one student, just click beside their name. I think I have showed this one also big enough. All 15 students. You know what? I have 18 students and I can see all of them on one page. So I'm not sure why, unless they don't keep the camera on. Other than that, you should be able to see all of them. Maybe screen, maybe make it a little larger or smaller or change or manage setup. You should be able to see them. I talked about audio and video files and muting. I have talked about automated record of students' attendance. This that live dashboard. Uh, I think I talked about this. The same picture, students' picture, and 15 students. I think it's the same thing. These occasional issues, I think you know it's technology, but you can always get out and come back, join, but don't end the session. Then the students will get out too. So you can just leave and come back. It should solve the problem. Uh, These last three questions are not actually BBB related. For more information about Avenue, go to avenue.ca. Somebody wants to join Avenue, you have to ask your program manager to contact someone on Avenue. And for blank course, those who are using Avenue, you have to go to Course Builder. Course Builder helps you create. Now, mentors don't actually create any courses. You are your own king or queen. These are the helplines. These will all be available on the recording once it's published. Uh, so these are mostly from bigbluebutton.org, but we also have from Learn IT to Teach. I think that was helpful enough for you.
That was
Any
great,
other
Chayan.
questions?
Thank you very much. No, you've answered all the questions.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you everyone for being here.
Thank you very much for doing this,
And
Chayan. It's a big topic, Big Blue Button.
thank you for helping me.
Oh, no problem. Oh, look at all the thank yous. That's so nice. Thanks,
Yeah,
everyone.
it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
I'm glad if I could help you a little bit. That's all.
Excellent. And the recording should be up on YouTube in the next couple of days, and we'll post a link in the Avenue Teachers Only forum when that video is ready for viewing. Thank you again, Cheyenne.
Yeah, Paul, sure. Thanks.
Thank you for you. It was very useful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't think anybody else has any more questions. Everyone is good.
Excellent.
Okay.
Well, I'll end the session now, if that's okay.
Sure. Thanks, Paul.
Really good. Thank you, Cheyenne. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you at the next webinar.
Yes, Paul. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.